Hello everyone, Chef Dane here and welcome back to another MythBuster episode. And today in this episode, I'm going to be checking out which is the harder boss, the Wither or the Enderdragon. And to do that, I'm going to be asking 3 simple questions which will be answered throughout the episode. Number 1, where is it found? Number 2, what are its attacks or attack patterns? And 3, how do you beat each? Let's start with the Wither. So with the Wither, basically you build an iron golem with soul sand on the bottom and 3 wither skeleton heads on the top. Then you will get the Wither, kind of like I said, how you build an iron golem. But you will not find them naturally. They're not in a special dimension, and they do not spawn on their own. You will have to make them to fight them. And number 2, answering that question 2, what are its attack patterns? The Wither attack patterns is it flies above the ground, I would say about 8 to 10 blocks above the ground, and will fire 2 types of projectiles at you, the black Wither skeleton heads and blue Wither skeleton heads. The black Wither skeleton heads don't really do much except hit the person and cause the Wither effect to come over them. The blue skeleton heads, I believe, they cause large amounts of damage to the area and are very, very deadly. If you get those, you're pretty much dead. And 3, how do you beat them? Well, since the Wither is made by you, you can use home field advantage and you can build a special room to hold them. I would recommend obsidian and make some sort of redstone contraption, contain it, and then that way you don't have to deal with it flying around you, avoiding your arrow attacks and all that. But just to be warned, it will blow up everything that is not a strong material within, I would say, a 15 block radius, so you have to use probably at least obsidian. But special attacks, you want to use a bow and arrow at first, because like I said, it will be flying above your head, so you will not be able to reach it with a sword. But once it reaches half health, it will drift toward the ground and will lose its ability to fly, and you will be able to hit it with a sword. However, during this time, it is impervious to all arrow attacks, so you have to use a sword and get in close, which is dangerous, but you have to do it. You would have to use golden apples because the Wither effect will easily kill you. Now let's move on to the Enderdragon. The Enderdragon is found in the end, obviously, and it has a little less than a dozen of these healing towers that it uses to heal when you do some damage to it. To answer question 2, what are its attacks? The Enderdragon kind of just flies around. It will ram you, and when it rams you, it will just send you flying dozens of blocks into the air, and you will easily die from fall damage. This is probably the most deadliest of its attacks, as it's pretty much unavoidable and you can't really do much. What you can do is, obviously, if you have feather falling boots, that will help, and also if you use a potion of slow falling, which is made from a phantom membrane, that will also help you in the long run. It also shoots these balls of I don't even know, like a fireballs of acid. And what it will do is it will fire this fireball, and it creates like a area effect, kind of like when you use a lingering potion, and it will do devastating amounts of damage in only a few seconds. Even if you have an enchanted golden apple on, you could almost still die from it. It's that powerful. So you need to get out of the radius of that fireball as soon as possible. It does dissipate in time, but you will need to get away from it, or else quick death. It does a similar thing when it flies over the monument where the end spawn thing is, and that's how you get out of the end. When it flies over that, it will unleash like a fire breath of that acid all around its front area, but as long as you stay in the back, it should be easy. Question 3. Unlike the Wither, you can use arrows at all times to kill this thing, so you do not have to get up close and personal with it. However, you will need to take out those healing towers, or else it will pretty much be a never-ending battle. Once all of the healing towers are gone, it will have no choice but to fight you. And with, I would say, a decently powerful bow, it will not take long to kill it, or a powerful sword either. But you have to alternate between bow and sword for going in when it stays on top of the end obelisk and when it's not. But yeah, that's how you beat it. So now we get to the deciding part. Personally, of these two, the hardest one is the Enderdragon. And you might say, well, the Wither is this, and that. Yes, I understand. The Wither is impervious to arrows that have health and all that great stuff. However, with the Enderdragon, you have to go to the end and expend a large amount of resources just to get there. And once you get there, you are on the Enderdragon's turf. You have to take out those healing towers while being attacked by, and it also has very powerful attacks that can pretty much instantly kill you, even when you have the best stuff in the game. The Wither, on the other hand, like I said, you have home field advantage, so you can contain it, you can have contraptions to kill it, or you could just put it in a giant box and have a hole where you can shoot arrows at it till it's at half health, and then golden apple and run in with the sword and kill it. But yeah, that's this episode's MYTHBUSTER. So as you can see, the Enderdragon is the harder mob. If you would like more episodes like these, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.